What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Rhonda here, and I'm back with another video. So in this video, I'll be going over the GFS and European model, what to expect for the rest of June going into July. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So as you guys may know, most of the United States is dealing with a heat wave. Feel like temperatures will be in the triple digits, which some people, well, some states, the high is actually going to be in the triple digits, like 105 plus. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So we do have some showers and thunderstorms going across the United States as of 2 p.m. on June 25th. It is currently 4:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we can go ahead and go into about 8 p.m. tonight. We will have some severe weather get going across southeastern Kansas. Can see some showers and thunderstorms back down there into the Sunshine State, Florida, even being stretched into southern Georgia. Some scattered showers going across Alabama and Mississippi. So that is definitely a possibility. We do have like a rain event just off the coast of Canada, the western part of Canada, and off the coast of Washington State. We could see some showers, potentially some thunderstorms embedded into some of these showers up into the northeast, particularly over but specifically over New York, Pennsylvania, those areas, and it might move eastward as well. So we move that forward into about 2 a.m. tonight for the 26th. We do still have that severe weather get going across the central part of the United States. It do make a dip south a little bit, looks like, and then starts trying to trend eastward. Now, Carolina's supposed to get a lot of rain in the coming days, but we still see a lot of rain get going down there into Florida, Georgia areas, even into Alabama and eastern Mississippi. We do have some showers get going across parts of the western part of the United States. We can see some of those showers get going now along the coastline of Washington State and Oregon. Move that forward. That severe weather do weaken. We could still see some showers get going across still the central part of the United States, from northern Mississippi through western Tennessee, and then it continues and try to make a curve north a little bit, and then start bringing some showers and thunderstorms across the mid-Atlantic, the northeast, even down to the southeast as well. Move that forward, and then we just still have some rain get, around 2 a.m. on the 28th, down along in the mid-Atlantic southeast area for Virginia, the Carolinas, back down towards Florida. And then we do have some severe weather that is a possibility up into to Canada. Move that forward just a little bit more around 2 p.m. on the 28th. We still see some lingering showers off the coast of the Carolinas, even down Georgia and Florida. Really don't see nothing tropical ongoing as of now. Recently, we did have Tropical Storm Arthur that made landfall in Texas and impacted Louisiana and Mississippi just a few days ago. I wouldn't be surprised if some areas are still seeing some recovery from that. Definitely was some fallen trees. There was some strong gusty winds. There was some heavy rainfall, especially across Louisiana and Mississippi. I think some areas got up to 12 plus inches of rain, so they might still be having rain in some of those areas. As of now, can I close this out? Okay, there we go. So that's what's going on there. We see a splash of blue right here around the 29th at 8 a.m. Up here into the northwestern part of the United States. That indicates snow, so we can see as rain snow mix for some of these areas right here is a possibility. Definitely nothing new, seems like. Then we get a high pressure that tries to sit up over the Carolinas around 2 a.m. That keeps most of that rain, looks like, back towards the south, the deep south. It will bring some rain across parts of maybe northern Georgia, northwestern South Carolina, northern Alabama. Could see some scattered showers go through Mississippi and Louisiana. Could see some northwestern Texas, eastern New Mexico, down into Mexico. So it's definitely a possibility that high pressure do hang on around July 1st, keeping most of the Carolinas and Georgia pretty dry. We're still seeing most of that rain is being pushed eastward, southeastward, not too far from Florida. Florida do have some rain off both sides of its coast, the Atlantic and the Gulf side, and then we still have some rain that's lingering off the coastline of Louisiana and Mississippi. The high pressure eventually do leave. Then we also could see some showers and thunderstorms get going across the central part of the United States again, or the deep south, including Georgia, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, even getting going over Arkansas, and scattered showers in southeastern Texas and northern Louisiana. Could see some showers and thunderstorms get going just along the United States and Canada border. We can go forward just a little bit further. Around 2 a.m. July 3rd, we can see some showers and thunderstorms get going across the southeast and the deep south. Then also can see some more up into the northeast, the mid-Atlantic northeast, seeing some showers and thunderstorms. West Coast pretty quiet. Washington State, Oregon, California pretty dry and hot. Going into around July 4th, around 2 a.m., we could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms get going across the deep south and the southeast. But by the time we get into like 8 a.m., most of those showers is gone. Still seeing some lingering showers across the deep south. But most of us across the southeast from the Carolinas down to Florida, it's going to be pretty dry, pretty hot though, but potentially going to be humid as well, since it probably going to rain ahead of the time. Then around 2 p.m., when most people are out getting stuff for the 4th and stuff like that, traffic is definitely gonna be heavy, and it's also gonna be hot and warm. It's gonna be pretty dry, so the sun might peek out in some areas. Mainly should have sunshine across the southeast in the deep south, possibly around 2 p.m. West Coast is gonna be pretty dry, sunny and extremely hot. Most parts of the United States actually is gonna be dry and hot. Now around 8 p.m. this is when things can start getting a little bit dicey in some areas. North Carolina, South Carolina could see potentially a severe weather outbreak across the central part of both states, anywhere from the Triangle all the way down to the central part of South Carolina. So we could see some showers get going across the mountain part of North Carolina and South Carolina, and even into both eastern part of both states for the Carolinas. Then we also can see some showers and thunderstorms get going across the deep south as well. And then that continues around 2 a.m. It gets a little bit more widespread, anywhere from Virginia through North Carolina, South Carolina, all of Georgia, all of Alabama, all of Mississippi. We could see some showers and thunderstorms get going, rumbles of thunder definitely along near Myrtle Beach. And then around 8 a.m. most of that should be gone. Some lingering showers still ongoing across Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, southeastern North Carolina. And then it continues once again on the 6th, but this time it's a little bit further south, keeping most of the Carolinas, North Carolina dry, seeing some scattered showers across the Triangle. But South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, we can see some showers continue. The West Coast is still pretty quiet, but again, they're going to have a above average hurricane season compared to the Atlantic. So it is a possibility that now there is a chance that might change a little bit because it's been so hot. I wouldn't be surprised if the waters are going to continue to get warmer and warmer and warmer, especially as we go into July, because that definitely gets some spin get on in the Gulf or the Atlantic. Now, most storms that form into the Gulf, though, has nowhere to go. So it only has a few states to make landfall on, which would be Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, or the panhandle of Florida. So really gonna have to watch out for that. But again, the Atlantic and the Gulf is pretty quiet. Again, the National Weather Service, the National Hurricane Center actually, don't see any tropical activity for the Atlantic or the Gulf over the next 7 days. So things gonna remain quiet unless something sneaky do happen. I'll keep you guys posted. And then going into July 11th, we could see some more showers and thunderstorms get going across the Carolinas, even stretching down into Georgia, Alabama, and parts of Mississippi. Then the central part of the United States, you can see some showers and thunderstorms get going. West Coast pretty quiet. Now, this is according to the GFS. Let's go ahead and switch to the European model and see if it have a different outlook or it's about the same thing. So today is the 25th. So we're going to start off around 8 p.m. tonight. If this loads. There we go. We do have some showers and thunderstorms continuing across the central part of the United States. So nothing too different compared to the GFS for this run. Continues. It do stay a little bit more further north. It do not make a tip south at all. A tick south at all. It continues to go north. Then also it remains strong. It seemed like it loses its strength a little bit around this area, but then tries to get it again, but then become more widespread across Virginia, some scattered showers across northeastern North Carolina, even all the way up into the coastal part of New York City. Around the 27th at 5 p.m. we will have some showers and thunderstorms continuing or get going across the western part of the United States. Move that forward. Things starts to quiet down. See some lingering showers across the southeast. Nothing too crazy there from Florida to the Carolinas. We get a low pressure that tries to get going off the coast of North Carolina. Might not become anything tropical at all. This is around 8 a.m. on the 29th. It might pull away or it actually stays there. It don't do any spin at all according to this run. You just see some moisture off the coast of the Carolinas. Now I gotta watch out, make sure that do not do anything sneaky, but for the most part it might not. We do get a high pressure that sets up over the western part of North Carolina, the southwestern part, around 11 p.m. and it would keep most of us dry across the southeast and the deep south, and it continues like that. So the drought, the Carolinas are still dealing with a severe to extreme drought across most counties. So water restrictions are being put up, especially across the triangle. So yeah, make sure you guys are following the rules when it comes to that. But yeah, this might be one of the driest years in over a decade across the Carolinas and possibly Georgia as well. Florida, I wouldn't be surprised if they're under a drought. I'm pretty sure they do have a drought, but it probably ain't that bad versus the Carolinas and Virginia. So around 8 p.m. on July 2nd, you can see some showers and thunderstorms get going across parts of this deep south and the south central part of the United States. Move that forward into about 2 p.m. So seeing some showers get going across Arkansas, Louisiana. Seeing some scattered showers going across Mississippi and Alabama. Move that forward a little bit more. Seeing a lot of moisture out into the Atlantic, but not bothering the United States at all. Coming into the 4th at 8 a.m. we do have some showers, some scattered showers across the central part and the mid-Atlantic, but nothing too crazy there. West Coast still pretty quiet and hot. Going to about 8 p.m. We could see some showers be going across the triangle area. So this is what the GFS and the European both have in common, that they like the idea of seeing some rain get going across the Carolinas around 8 p.m. on the 4th. Now this could change. We are days out, but this is a possibility, so I want to keep you guys posted, up to date, just in case that does happen, so you guys don't ruin your plans or anything like that. Going across the deep south, there is still a possibility of seeing some scattered showers going across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, even further down into the southeast for Florida. So it's definitely a possibility. It could be some scattered showers, potentially some strong thunderstorms from the Carolinas all the way down to Florida, back through Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. So just want to keep you guys up to date on that part. So don't be surprised that you do see that around that time frame. Around 2 a.m. On the 6th, we can see still some scattered showers going across the North Carolina, South Carolina state line. Some scattered showers along the central part of the United States. Could see possibly a thunderstorm between Alabama and Mississippi state line, but West Coast still pretty quiet and dry. We could see some strong storms get going along the United States and Canadian border around 8 p.m. on the 6th is possible. And then also seeing some strong storms back down into Mexico, look like. And then around the July 7th, we see a blob of moisture stretching from the eastern part of the Carolinas all the way down into central part of Florida, just north of Fort Lauderdale. Actually, we do have some showers and thunderstorms, potentially could be severe around this time frame at 2 p.m. And then it do weaken, but we could see another round of severe weather get going across parts of like West Virginia down through Georgia, western Carolinas down to Alabama, Mississippi, and showers along the Louisiana and Texas state line. West Coast still pretty quiet. Then going into the 8th, we see this blob of moisture setting up across the eastern half of the United States, bringing showers and thunderstorms, potentially some strong gusty winds in some of these, anywhere from the northeast through the mid-Atlantic down through the southeast as well, and seeing some extra moisture off the coast of the Carolinas down to Florida. Then around 8 p.m. on July 8th, we still seeing some showers and thunderstorms continuing across the East Coast. Most of those severe storms though might set up around 8 p.m. on July 8th, might set up just on the eastern side of, I did not mean to do that, the eastern side of Georgia, and then going into southeastern Alabama. That is a possibility that could happen. But for the most part, we could see a lot of rain get going across the East Coast coming into around the 6th through the 8th time frame. West Coast is going to remain pretty dry, looks like, according to the GFS and European. So both of those models do have like the idea of keeping the West Coast dry. So really got to watch out to make sure no wildfires or any strong winds, if any wildfires do happen, get going across California or Oregon, because they're going to be extremely hot, triple digits for the high. triple digits for the feel like temperatures, and it's going to be pretty dry for a good bit. But again, their time might be coming since they're going to have a slightly above average hurricane season. Now, when they say that, it doesn't mean that California is going to get hit with every single tropical storm or hurricane that forms in the Pacific. I would just say it is a possibility we could see showers and tropical storms and hurricanes form in those areas, but not make landfall. So when they say above average hurricane season, it can form. Same with the Atlantic. Again, the Atlantic is supposed to have a below average to a near average hurricane season, but again, with how hot it's been so far, I would not be surprised if anything sneaky do happen in the Gulf, like Hurricane Arthur did and made its way across Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas, and then bringing remnants across the East Coast. But again, if they say it's a hurricane or above average hurricane season, that doesn't mean that it's going to make landfall on the United States for the East Coast or the West Coast of the Gulf. Well, the Gulf is a different situation because most storms that form into the Gulf have nowhere to go, so they really have to make a landfall either on Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, or the Panhandle of Florida. But for the Atlantic and the Pacific, again, when they say there's supposed to be a above average hurricane season, it can be above average hurricane season for multiple storms forming either in the Atlantic or the Gulf, but it do not have to make landfall at all. Like I think last year there was multiple hurricanes that formed into the Atlantic, but not one hurricane that I recall made landfall on the United States, not even Florida. So I know Florida was lucky. Let's see if they can hold on to their streak again this year of not being impacted by any storms. Since you're supposed to have below average, but again, just don't let your guard down because it do take at least one tropical storm to a catastrophic hurricane to cause major damage. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time I upload a new video. I will keep you guys up to date. Again, the tropics are pretty quiet for now. It might get going as we get closer into the fall time frame. July might be the little break. We still can see some severe weather going across the Midwest, the Deep South, the Southeast, even into the Northeast. West Coast might remain completely dry for most of that time frame. But hurricanes really start get going around that August, September, October time frame because hurricane season ends around November 30th, 31st time frame. So yeah, it is possible we can start seeing those around August, being more frequent either in the Pacific or the Atlantic. So again, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one. If you guys will, stay safe out there. It's your boy Arande out.